So welcome to some games we've been playing recently, joined back by Rob, and he's here to talk about some games we've been playing, but he's here to help us play a game that we have never finished, and we need to finish.
I don't think we've ever even put it in.
We've never even put it in.
Not even the tip.
Not even the tip. Not even a bit. But today we're gonna put it in after we talk about some games we've been playing, and that is Resident Evil 6. Why are we playing this game?
Well, you see, it's one glaring omission in the Resident Evil universe for us, especially the mainline classic series that we've never even played.
I know.
And okay, Resident Evil 5, a lot of people got kind of with it.
Yeah, us included.
Us included. And somehow we just, with all of the time when they came out, we kind of skipped this.
Yeah, all the reviews came out and they were kind of like all over the place and all that. And we're like, nope. I can't believe that we just said no to a Resident Evil game.
Of all the people on Earth that could have.
I know.
We actually were like, no thanks.
So we have finished all the Resident Evil games but this one, but that will change in the next few days. We're going to finish this for a reason, because we want to sit and rank all the Resident Evil games.
Yes.
And we're not going to do that until we finish all the games. So this one, oh my god, I don't know what to expect. What can we expect from this game? The good, the bad, the ugly?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Find out.
I'm kind of excited about it.
I am as well, because I don't remember anything about it whatsoever. So it's almost like walking blind into a new game that's very old.
A pure curiosity and all that. And we'll ask you guys, what are some games that you've been playing recently? Let us know down below. I'll throw it to you at first. What have you been playing?
Well, I'm going to start with a way back one that we tried to finish together a long time ago, and it's Monster World 4.
Right,
So-
together doing it.
Yes, we used to-
the Mega Drive games translated back in the day.
So we tried a long time ago to set up a regular get-together to run through that game, and somehow through life and everything else, we never managed to finish it.
We got quite to the end, but it was very, very difficult.
It was.
It was very difficult at that time, yeah.
So I downloaded the Monster World collection for the Xbox.
Right.
And put it back on and started playing it, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through now.
Right.
And I'll tell you, man, there's something about those older games still brings it back to me.
Yeah.
Just that warm, nostalgic feeling, the fuzzies, the music, the sprite art.
Pixel, yeah.
The pixels.
Beautiful stuff. The soundtrack's really nice, comforting. It's a comfort food, that game.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's one of those old games that doesn't hold your hand, so at times you'll get completely lost. And I'll be honest, I have to look stuff up sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I admit it. But
totally
it's a
fine.
tough game. I know, well, because I know there's folks that are like, oh, you have to look stuff up. You're not a real gamer. But, I'm old and I'm slow.
We all have so
Look
much
at his
time.
head. You know how lumpy this is? Because I get hit a lot, okay? I can't figure things out on my own anymore.
Yeah.
So
he used to have hair before the NES.
I did?
Yeah, and it's all gone after that.
Did?
I mean, for sure. So you enjoying the game? You're going to finish the game and go? Yeah,
I'm going to rock that one right through.
Yeah, they just announced a Wonder Boy collection. I think it's by Strictly Unlimited, and all the old original games, like from the Master System and all of that kind of stuff. And they're releasing it as one package, one game. You can buy it on the Switch, you can buy it on a PS4. That's kind of cool. I'm like, yes,
that's
I'm gonna
amazing.
I'm gonna get that.
Your wallet's going. There goes the money. I
did do something. I went into their video. I think it's In Games who releases it, and I kind of went in there and I did say a comment. I said, hey guys, I said, if you are releasing the Sega Master System version of Wonder Boy Monsterland, right? You know, that old classic.
The original.
Yeah. I said, can you please release it without the FM sound? So the Mark III in Japan has the FM sound.
Yeah.
So everybody in Japan got to play that game with FM sound, where when it was released over here, we don't have the FM sound. And I grew up with it that way.
Yes.
Maybe it's better the other way, but I don't care. It's nostalgic for that time with that music. So I hope they heard.
I would hope what they do is it seems like they should be able to include both soundtracks.
That would be perfect.
And then put a toggle.
Please.
So you can switch, because then you get a taste of what you didn't get here.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy that experience, the Japan style.
Yes.
But you can still have your nostalgia.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Wonder Boy and Monsterland, we need to have it that way. They always bring out Wonder Boy and Monsterland, but it's always the arcade game with the kid in the diaper. And I'm like, no. It's not Wonder Boy and Babyland for me. I'm not really into that. So that's kind of cool. I mean, the one game I'm going to say that I've been playing, and I really want to ask your opinion of what you think about it, it's the biggest game online. Everybody's talking about it. Yeah. Oh, geez, what would that be? Would it be Elden Ring? Yes, Elden Ring. Everybody's playing this game, myself included. I want to ask your opinion on it. What do you think? I don't know.
I haven't touched it.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailers. My impression based on trailers and information I have on me looks gorgeous. I'm sure the music is incredible. But it's that Souls thing, man.
It is a Souls.
Now, it's an open world one.
Yes.
Which intrigues me, which means this may be the first time I actually reopen that and try again.
Right.
But it's that mechanic of you're expected to die 800 times every time you face a boss until you totally figure it out. I don't have time, man.
This is an interesting argument. A lot of people, there's been some people online that have said the game needs a difficulty setting. And it's the one game that I would say absolutely does not.
Okay, and I will, you know what? As weird as it's going to sound, I will still agree.
Yeah.
The makers had a vision in mind, and this is their vision. If you don't like it, you don't have to play it.
Yeah.
But stop trying to force creators to change things to suit your taste, because they made it for what they wanted, and that's just how it is.
Right, so if we play sometimes like a Resident Evil 8 game, and there's a difficulty setting, well, that's their choice. They've said, yes, we've tailored the game to create a difficulty setting, but if there's no difficulty setting, well, let's go and play Resident Evil that way. Yeah. Right? Where the game, Elden Ring, works because it's terrifying. And that's for me, it's a frustrating game because you'll be going along, and I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'll admit it. I'm making a lot of bad choices. I'm dying a lot, and I'm like, but I'm learning. I know all of that. But that's part of the game.
Yes.
Is the scary world to see a monster in the distance go, oh my God, what is that? I'm going this way.
Yeah.
And that's the cool, but that, and I mean, and I want to say one thing, definitely, a lot of people saying, like, and I've said it, like, it's like an open world game, kind of like Breath of the Wild. But what I want to stress here is that Breath of the Wild is high fantasy.
Okay.
And all of that, and I think it's much more accessible. So it's that style of game, where Dark Souls is gothic fantasy. And it's meant to be that way.
Yes.
And it's meant to have a challenge, and it's meant to be terrifying, and it's creepy, and it's weird, and I applaud it for that. I mean, the one thing I'm really enjoying, and I'm not a guy who goes on Twitch and watches people play video games. I do a little bit. Some friends of mine. I sat the other day for 2 hours drinking my tea in the morning.
Damn!
And I'm watching this. I don't even know, some streamer guy. He had thousands of people watching him. And it was awesome. And I almost find the games more fun sometimes to watch with a really skilled player who knows what they're doing. It is awesome to watch.
I can give you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's a game of the year. If I finish the game or not, it's a game of the year. You could appreciate it. Because, listen, a Dark Souls game is one thing. A Demon Souls game is one thing. But to take that and all of a sudden go, open world, never done it before, and nail it.
That's what intrigues me.
Yeah.
Just for the open world alone.
Yeah.
Because it looks so pretty.
It's crazy.
It's so pretty.
It's crazy.
It looks so good.
Okay.
I have to try it. Okay.
And so here's another one I'm going to put to you because that's a game I'm playing. I'm near the end.
Okay.
Horizon Forbidden West. Yeah.
I want it so bad.
So what happened with the first game? Because
I played that game so hardcore. I lived that game. I loved that game. I did everything you could do in that game.
Right.
It was so amazing.
Yeah.
What a brilliant world. What an amazing story. The blending of technology with this kind of older folklore was just...
Yeah, it's really, realistically for me, it's about the story. Yes. And I gotta say, in this one, the story has gone crazy.
More.
I mean, I can't even say anything, but it's bigger. It's bigger in scope. I got kind of shivers on it. Look at that. I actually have shivers. Because they're doing a completely different direction, but it's the same thing, but they're building on everything. And you're like, oh, this is much bigger and more complicated than I could have imagined.
I love it.
Yeah, so the gameplay is still the same gameplay, and all of that crafting and all that. And that's fun. I enjoy it. The combat's really good. It's a storyline that I'm really interested in. It's a really good storyline and all that. What else have you been playing? If you haven't been playing that.
Well, I've been playing this game that I downloaded called Infernex. Infernex is a very interesting it's kind of an indie style game, very sort of 8-bit graphic-y style.
Okay.
It is an absolute love letter to the developers themselves said it's a love letter to Castlevania 2 and Zelda 2. So very much that style, but it's violent, it's gory, the story is very dark. It's about a knight returning from the Crusades and finding that a year before he came back, someone left the Holy Lands from the Crusades with some book that unlocked this great evil that's just washing across the land.
Yeah.
And you have to go and try and wipe it out.
Wait, so it's an indie game, right?
It's kind of an indie game, yeah. Side-scrolling, very Castlevania 2 in control, in look, in style, in tone, in music. There are points where you have to make decisions, and those decisions will affect how the ending is. So there's multiple endings.
Yeah.
It absolutely takes me back to those days.
I find it so funny that I'm doing all these big open world games right now, and you're like, nope. Keeping it retro and keeping it to what we grew up with.
Like 8-bit style, 16-bit style, old school games. I'm really finding refuge right now.
Yeah.
With the insanity of life and the universe and everything that it is right now.
Yeah.
I'm finding refuge in those sort of retro titles.
Bring you back to a more simpler time of our youth and all that. I mean, those games are so part of our youth and such a comfort zone. It's so nice.
I highly recommend you try it.
Okay.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
I think you'll really enjoy it.
Hella?
Is Infernex.
Infernex.
Yeah,
Infernex.
I'll show you when we're
okay. Yeah.
But it's so good.
Interesting. Well, I know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna show it right here. My copy just arrived, and Nintendo sent me a review copy, and I only got around to playing the first bit of it, but I was like, I'm buying a copy anyways.
Yeah.
And so the game is Triangle Strategy. Have you heard about this game? I can fill it in.
I recognize the name, but I don't know entirely. And when I hear strategy, normally, because I'm about as strategic as a potato.
Yeah, that's funny. We're very different sometimes. You're the big action guy in games, and I like the strategy. I like a lot more RPG stuff as well.
Does this look like a head that's used to thinking? No.
So the one thing that I want to say about Triangle Strategy, the name was supposed to be a placeholder. Like they're like Triangle Strategy. Name tended to be to be changed, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, the official name is Triangle Strategy. I'm like, what's going to come out next? Rectangle Fantasy? Like what the hell's going on? Like I don't.
You better watch out for that circle survival horror.
And it is to do with the game. I understand that, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of the name. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't kind of work for me. But what does work for me is the kind of like the 16-bit, 32-bit graphics and all that. Very much like Octopath Traveler and all that. Yes, very heavy strategy game, reminding me of like Final Fantasy Tactics and things. I don't think you would like this. And all of that. I'm going to say something very controversial, and I've kind of thought it since the beginning. There's a lot working for the game, and there's a lot that's not for me because I was playing it the other night. I think that it's a very competent strategy game, but I don't think it's a great strategy game. I think it's doing good. I think it's like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10, and that's just for me early playing and all that. I mean, I enjoy it, but I've played some better strategy games in my time.
Which do you feel is stronger for it then? The mechanics and the gameplay, or the story?
The story is there's a lot going on in the story, and there's branching paths, and you can change things in like 3 different types of ways. I will say that it's all about the gameplay. It is. It's about moving your troops around, upgrading everybody, all of that. Using your strengths and weaknesses and advantage points to disadvantage points for the enemy and taking them out. That's any strategy game. It's always the gameplay. Okay. The storyline is always really, really good. Like Final Fantasy Tactics had a really nice storyline. So something I really like. They've never, for me, I kind of just want Final Fantasy Tactics again. Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's like, thank you for Triangle Strategy. I think this is really cool and it's beautiful. I think a lot of people really enjoy the game. But can we go back to Final Fantasy Tactics? I know they created a few other tactics games, but never the same.
Not the same.
The one I'm excited about that's coming out is Front Mission.
They're coming back, eh?
Front Mission is coming back in 3D, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, is all these games from our youth?
Yes,
it's weird.
They're coming back,
but it's weird.
It is. It's awesome, but it's very weird.
But the strange thing is somebody said in a comment section, like I think it was like I did a reaction to the Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
And everything's like Chrono Cross, Alive, or I was called Live Alive. And what was the other game I was just talking about there? Front Mission as well. So all these 3 games, and somebody said in the comments, like, this is great from 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And I even replied, I said, you got a great point. Why it's so fascinating to bring all these old IPs, bring them back for the old folks here. Yeah, like, they're just, it's weird because, like, I saw so many reactions to Nintendo Direct. Everyone's like, what's Front Mission? And then there's so many of that, and Chrono Cross. I've never played that, and it's all these weird reactions and like so many people are like, "What's Live Alive?"
Oh no!
And I'm like, I'm not like gatekeeping or saying, "Oh, I'm cool." But these are games I grew up with that I never thought would ever come back. It's like, why are they coming back now? It's cool. Oh, it's cool. Like Chrono Cross is coming back, man.
It makes
What's
me think
happening?
of that meme picture with the old lady.
Oh, yeah.
In my day, these games came on discs. All right, Grandma, let's go to bed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. In my day, these games were like a turn-based. I mean, that's a good brand.
All right, Grandma. Time to get your medicine.
Yeah, I know, and sometimes I feel that way. I mean, I'm the only one who's going, where's the turn-based combat going? I mean, I think... I know it's all becoming action.
Thank you.
It's all becoming action these
I
days.
miss traditional, bare bones, straight up plain JRPG.
Yeah.
Okay? Attack, magic, item, defend, run.
Yeah.
Done. Good.
And and going in even deeper into those basic mechanics is great, and building on that's fine. But yeah, now it's like, oh no, I'm just swinging my sword and
running around.
It's action, and
I've got a party of 3, but I can only actually control the one, and the other 2 just sort of do what I tell them until I jump in and control them. And I miss when you my guys are here, the bad guys are here, and just.
I know, it's Grandma's time to go.
I need my pears and I need my teeth.
Oh my god!
my goodness,
So, and have you been playing anything else? Like that's all I've done. I can't do anymore.
And there was that Super Zanguru. Oh gosh, I hope I'm not butchering the name. Zangura. Super Zangura.
Rob wrote it down. Rob, it's so funny because he's got his phone over here before we begin. I'm like, why is your phone here? He's like, I don't want to mess up this name.
Yes.
And he's like, this game I've been playing, but I keep messing up the name. I said, well, write it on a note and put it here.
And I'm
so you can remember. I know that's funny. That's totally part of it. What is this game?
Super Zangura is basically it's a Castlevania-esque side-scrolling pixel art game.
Yeah.
Your main character is actually a maid that has a morning star.
Oh my god.
So it's like the little anime maid type girly, but not like the one with the like floor-length skirt, not the like super crazy one.
Sure.
It's just it's almost like someone took Parodius and Castlevania and kind of went have a game.
Yeah.
The first boss that you fight is one of those cherub statues that pees in the pond.
Okay.
And it just shows up, and then it tells you you're supposed to hit it in the, hit him in the dank.
Yeah.
And he'll like spray water at you, and then he'll fly away, and then he'll land on the other side of the screen. It's just bizarre bosses, messed up character like artwork.
This is what this guy is doing late at night.
Absolutely. I'm playing weird Castlevania clones.
I know, that's strange.
And you are actually in a castle trying to kill Dracula.
That's funny.
But it's this weird up anime, crazy kind of Parodius style Castlevania.
What the heck? That does kind of sound like a bit of fun.
It's worth checking out.
That sounds actually pretty awesome.
It's hilariously good.
Oh my god. So I think that's it. Is that
That's it. I have emptied my windbag.
I have emptied it because now we have to go in the other room, close the blinds, lower our expectations, and play this game. I mean, I've just heard so much weird stuff, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to make up our own minds on this.
Yes.
And then in the future, I don't know when it's going to be, we're going to rank all of the Resident Evil games. They're all here, and I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it because we're going to use, like say we rank Resident Evil 2. Do we do the original game or do we do the remake? See? There's a lot of problems. Many problems. I don't know how
we're going to need a bigger boat.
We're something. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how we're going to do it. Guys, do you have any ideas how we can do that? Rank every game and, the remakes and the originals.
Well, we're probably going to have to make distinctions between the remake and the original.
Yeah.
For how we rank. So they're going to have to be included so the list gets even longer.
Yeah. God. I don't. Oh my God. I've been thinking about that for a while. I'm like, this is going to be a bloody nightmare. But it'll be fun to do.
It will.
It'll be surreal to visit all these games again. Because for me, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 1 Remake are completely different games.
Absolutely.
I think the polar opposite about both of them.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's going to be really weird ranking them. So anyways, we're out of here. So anyways, guys, until next time.